The Denver Broncos improve to 11-2 on the season as they go into Las Vegas and take down the Las Vegas Raiders 24-17 in a game that was a lot closer than, or the final score was a lot closer than the actual game, how the game actually went. Broncos were up 24-7 at one point, but then just some late kind of touchdowns, or just that late touchdown, and then the stupid, the weird play by Brandon Jones, where the guy was down and he kind of just stood, like sat on him, I guess, just kind of didn't let him get up. So it was the I forgot what that is called for. I think it's like delay a game for the defense. And so they were able to get a last second field goal, which pissed off a lot of people because I'm pretty sure the spread was -7.5. Broncos beat either way. Into the game, looking more into the game, I think the Broncos, they looked very comfortable in this game. Week 10, these two teams played each other, and in Denver, and the Raiders really gave it to them. I mean, the final score was 10-7, but they really gave them a run for their money, really. It was a game where the Broncos, it was close all game. They just couldn't get anything going offensively. Defense looked great. They were just sacking Geno relentlessly. But I think today, or this win, for sure, was a lot more comfortable, which is nice going on the road, even though it is a 2-11 team. But it's nice to handle business, and they do. Bo Nix on the day was 31-38, no touchdowns, but 212 yards and a rushing touchdown. Excuse me, no passing touchdowns, but the rushing touchdown. He was just methodical today, man. It felt like he made a lot of good throws. Throws were very accurate. They were where they needed to be, and he was in the flow of the offense, it felt like, the entire game. There was like 3 or 4 missed drops that easily could have been catches. So that's Bo Nix's day. Very, very good day. No turnovers, which is honestly the most important part in these trap games, where you just need to go and handle your business without, showing too many cards, I guess, or injuring guys, or doing too much. And that's what he did today. RJ Harvey, the rookie running back out of UCF, second round pick, really stepped up today, man. 17 carries, 75 yards. He really is starting to take in the starting role in absence of J.K. Dobbins, who is going to miss the rest of the regular season for his injury. I'm pretty sure that injury was against the Raiders as well, but nonetheless, he's really looking very good. He had the rushing touchdown today, but it looked like he wasn't afraid of contact. He was going straight at guys, wasn't backing down, nothing, and he looked really good all game. And for the wide receivers, it really came down to the drop passes. There was a lot of money throws by Bo Nix that got dropped, but that stuff, gets cleaned up as time goes on. But the Broncos sitting at 11-2 as the end of the season starts to roll around, and the Broncos officially sit not just atop of the AFC West, not just atop of the AFC, but on top of the NFL in terms of record, sitting at 11-2. And taking a look at the AFC playoffs, the Broncos sit at the 1 seed, with following along being New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. That's exactly how we drew up the top 4 going into this year. Exactly how everyone predicted it. And then you got the following roundup of the Chargers, Buffalo, and Houston. The Chiefs, sitting at 6-7, are probably going to miss the playoffs as of right now. Not looking very good. But the Broncos specifically, they control their own destiny. They could just continue to take care of business, especially against the teams they're supposed to, but even knock off some teams that, maybe they weren't as, favorable against. And they keep doing that. And all these games, they're not all pretty, and you're not going to get that in the NFL. You don't. There's no. I don't think there's anything. There's no such thing as, free games in the NFL. There's no free anything. You can't buy your things. You got to work for it. And I think that's what the Broncos are doing. And they're not having to show all their cards doing it necessarily. And that's my opinion. That's how I kind of sit at it. But taking a look at the rest of the schedule for the Denver Broncos, this is where you finish off the season. This is where you try to get that first seed. Not only that, but try to close out the AFC West, because the Chargers winning on Monday night against the Eagles puts them at 9-4, just a couple of spots behind the Broncos for that AFC West title. And if the Broncos want to, win that thing, they got to handle business, and they got to do that next week at home against the 9-3-1 Packers, who are playing a really good football. This is going to be a gauntlet game, in my opinion. This really feels like a playoff game in the middle of the season, and for an NFL fan, you really love that. But as a Broncos fan, it's fun because it's been a long time since the Broncos have played really meaningful games in like November, December, and whatnot. And last year they made the playoffs, but this year feels obviously a lot more special because of the record, but also just everything else just kind of involved with it. They take on the Packers next week at 3:25, and then looking on the rest of the schedule, they got the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. That is going to be a game against another divisional leader. The Jacksonville Jaguars, also another team that are playing really, really well. They've won a good chunk of their games the past, as of late. So that's not a team that Denver wants to take lightly. And then after that, they got the Chiefs on Christmas. That'll be the 7:15 Amazon Prime game, Christmas night at Kansas City. Now, Kansas City's eliminated from AFC West contention. So in terms of the Chiefs won't be playing for that, but they are still in playoff mode. They're in survival mode right now. And even if the Chiefs go into that game eliminated from the playoffs, let's say they're 6-10 or 6-9 going into that game, doomsday scenario, they're going to want to try to play devil's advocate, essentially, with the Broncos or against the Broncos, and try to swipe them from the 1 seed or try to swipe them from the AFC West crown. Like, obviously they can't win it, but just try to play devil's advocate. And so that game's going to obviously still mean a lot. The Chiefs, they also have just a lot of pride as an organization. So that game is going to still be really, really fun, even though the Chiefs are kind of limping as the past few weeks are concerned. And then week 18, this is a game that could either be flexed on a Saturday, probably a Saturday night, and then Sunday, which I hope it gets flexed to a Saturday. I like the Broncos on prime time, but maybe even a Sunday night game. I don't know what they want to do with that. But as of right now, it is not officially scheduled. And so they got the Chargers. And who knows what that game is going to look like. Is it going to be for the crown? Winner takes it all? Is it going to be the Broncos already clinching it by then? I don't know. But nonetheless, the Chargers are a team that is sitting just right on the cusp of that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're the 7th seed at the moment. No, they're the 6th seed. But either way, they're the 5th seed. But either way, they are still in where they need to keep winning to just solidify their playoff position. As of right now, it's still slightly rocky. Slightly. I mean, it's, you know what I mean. Like, it's not guaranteed by any means is what I'm trying to say there. So yeah, the Broncos, they have everything out in front of them. They really do. And it's really what they want to do with it. They have all the momentum at the moment. And now they're starting to get some national. I mean, they've gotten national attention, throughout the season. But I think they're starting to get the backing of the national media a little bit, and the Broncos haven't been on the side of that in a long time. So honestly, teams, you can see sometimes teams respond differently of being, kind of that underdog team that nobody is talking about or caring about or taking seriously or whatnot, turning into the team, flipping on its script, being the team that, is the favorite and all these, and, I think the Broncos are starting to earn them respect is basically kind of what I'm trying to allude to. And so, yeah, we'll see how the Broncos close out the regular season. They got the Packers, once again, they got the Packers on Sunday afternoon, 14th at 3:25. That's a game that the Packers are right now favored at -2.5, which is kind of surprising to me. But nonetheless, we'll see how the Broncos do for the rest of the season. I've been Hayden. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.